Okay, Mathies, it is time for our very first of quarter 4. Here we go. On your notebook, you're going to write up here, lesson 1. Okay? And what you're going to want to do is, about this far in, draw a straight line, leave about 3 lines at the bottom, and across so it looks like that at the bottom. Okay? These are called Cornell notes. And if you have Mr. Mahaffey for science, you probably already know this. But these are how we're going to take notes. All right, so here we go. Lesson 1, we're talking about rational numbers. Okay? The way I think of rational is it's a number that makes sense. Rational is something that makes sense. Irrational doesn't make sense. Do we have irrational numbers? Yes. Do we deal with them in 6th grade? No. All you need to know is that an irrational number would be a decimal that goes on forever and ever, like pi. Okay? That's all you need to know when it comes to irrational numbers. We're not going to deal with irrational numbers in 6th grade, so don't worry about it. So, there are different categories of numbers. So first I'm going to give you the definitions, and then I'm going to show you how they fit together. Okay? So here we go. We've got a natural number, and these are your counting numbers. Okay? So that's 1, 2, 3. If you can count it on your fingers, there you go. And so on. All right? I like to use different colors, so I'll be switching it up as I go. So that's a natural number. The next category is called a whole number. The difference between a whole number and a natural number is a whole number are all natural numbers are also whole numbers and 0. A whole number has a 0. So natural numbers you can count. Whole number, add a 0. That makes it a whole number. Boom. All right. Now we have what we're going to deal with mostly for the rest of the year. We have integers, and these are positive and negative whole numbers, and we always put and 0 because 0 is not positive or negative. It's like neutral. It's right in the middle. Okay? So integers are positive numbers and negative numbers. We're going to be dealing with that a lot this first part of quarter 4. And then the last category is what our title is, rational numbers. Rational numbers. Rational numbers are integers and fractions and decimals. Integers and fractions and decimals. Okay, and the reason I include different ones like the category previously, I'm going to show you how a lot of times they're drawn. Okay, so I'm going to slide this up just a little bit. A lot of times they use circles. I like to use boxes. And have you ever seen those, like those Russian dolls, where you open the doll and there's another doll inside, a little smaller, and you open it and it's another doll, and open it and another doll, okay? Well, think of it like we have a big giant box. Here's your Christmas present or your birthday present. We got this big giant box. And then we have this box inside of that box, because your family got really tricky. And then they wrapped this box, and it's inside that box. And then there's this little box in the middle. Okay? So your present is right there. Okay? So what we've got is these right here. These are our natural numbers. Okay? So the natural numbers are right there in there. Then natural numbers plus 0 gives us our whole numbers. Okay? So all the natural numbers, we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Doot, 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 doot. Right? Whereas the natural numbers, we had just 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. So when we added that 0, we had to move out to the next box. What's in the box on the next part? Well, that's easy. It is the integers. This is your integer box. Okay? And your integers, remember, you got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. And you've also got -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and so on and so forth. Okay? Those are your integers. And then the very last thing we have our rational numbers. Okay, there's actually another category on the outside, but I'm not going to deal with that because, again, we're talking 6th grade math. You don't need to know what the next one is out. So rational numbers, that would include 5, -5, 2/3, 0.75, okay, all of those numbers, 2, -19, 3/7, 0.43298, okay, those are your rational numbers. So it's important that you understand how these are put together. That's pretty much all there is for lesson 1. Okay? Yes, this side is left blank right now, and so is this right here. We'll be filling that in during class. Okay? It's going to be like your bell work kind of thing. Okay? So that's page 1, or lesson 1. Now, bloop, let's go to lesson 2, shall we? Bring my page down so you can see this. We're going to write lesson 2. And of course, we're going to draw our line to set up our notes. And then to the bottom. All right. And for lesson 2, we're going to move on and continue talking about integers on the number line. Okay? So, integers on number line. So first of all, let me tell you that a negative number is any number less than 0. Okay? Any number less than 0. That's a negative number. And then, of course, we have positive numbers, which up until now, that's all you've dealt with in school. Negative numbers are a new thing for you. Positive numbers we've used all along. These are any number. Right, you got it. Greater than 0. So, on a number line, you already know, because you've seen it, I just don't think you've really thought about this. But on a number line, we have an arrow at each end. Okay? That tells us that it actually is going on forever and ever. It does not stop right there. It does keep going forever in that direction and in that direction. Now you're used to seeing a number line where the 0 starts here. But we're now in middle school and the 0 can be anywhere. Anywhere. I'm going to stick my 0 right here. All right? Now, we're going to have negative numbers, and they go backwards this way because they're smaller than 0. So we're going to go to the left. It's getting smaller this way. So we've got -1, -2, -3, -4. Notice the negative sign goes in front. I'm going to put a little parentheses around so you don't think I'm subtracting. It's -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay? And on this side, these are the positives, and they're getting bigger because they're bigger than 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it just keeps going. And we need to remember that 0 is neither, N-E-I-T-H-E-R. It is neither. Okay, I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger and see if that helps you at all. I don't know, maybe not. Let's see. Scoop. Okay. So 0 is neither positive or negative. Neither. Okay? So, doodle-doodle-doodle-doo, doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. I like to draw little doodles and swirls and things because it brings my face right there. I'm like, oh, look, that's right. 0 is neither. I'm actually going to do this. Neither. In a hole. Make it darker. Okay? Neither. Positive or negative. Also, I would like you to remember, always write a negative number with a negative sign, which is just like that, in front. Has to go in the front. All right? Now here comes a concept that you're going to be like, well, duh, Miss Cecil, and yet this is something that causes some problems. So that's why we really make sure we point this out. Here's what we call an opposite. Okay? Opposite. I know, you're like, well, I know what an opposite is. Yes, you do. An opposite, like plus, is, when we add, the opposite of add is subtract. When we multiply, the opposite of multiply is divide. We have opposites for individual numbers. Okay? So, here we go. Opposite. Two numbers that are equal distances from 0 on a number line. Two numbers that are equal distances from 0 on a number line. And I'm going to draw you two intersecting number lines. I know, don't let your brain go too crazy with this, okay? But it's important that you see this because we're also going to be dealing with the coordinate plane. I know, you're like, the what? We'll get there, another lesson, but I want to set you up for that. So, I'm going to draw a number line this way, and then one that goes this way. They cross over each other. This right here is 0. Okay? And what we want to remember is negative numbers get smaller, so this is smaller, going to the left, to the left, to the left, all right? But when the number line goes up and down, this way is where it gets smaller, okay? So it doesn't matter whether it's left, right, or up, down. This is getting smaller. So this one is my -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, and so on. And then we have it here. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, and so on it goes. So those are my smaller numbers. Those are my negative numbers. They're either going to the left forever and ever or going down forever and ever. And then we have our positive numbers. They're getting bigger. So as we said, everything going to the right is getting bigger. On a vertical number line, everything going up is getting bigger. So this is where our positive numbers go. Here's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it keeps going. I want you to know where the numbers go. I'm going to be asking you to be putting numbers on a number line. And I'm also going to be asking you about opposites. So if I say, show me -3 and its opposite. My black pen is dying. Let's get a different one. And its opposite. Okay? Then I'm going to use one of my highlighters here because they're fun. I'm going to use a little pink one. So my pink highlighter is going to be -3 and its opposite. So if I'm going here, there's my -3, put a dot right on the line, and its opposite would be, what is 1, 2, 3 places away from 0? 1, 2, 3 over here. -3, +3, same thing. Or I could do it on this one. There's my +3 and there's my -3. Okay, those are the kind of questions that you're going to be asked during class. So make sure you understand you're going to be asked to put numbers within a box. Where would it fit? Does it fit in natural, whole, integer, rational? And remember, some of them fit in more than one box. 0 fits in whole, integer, and rational. It does not go in natural. But the number 4 goes in all of them. And 3/7 only goes here. Okay? So make sure you have your notes ready for lesson 1 and for lesson 2 when you get to class. Because I'm going to check these and you're going to get paid $15. Lesson 1, lesson 2, that's $30. All right? So here we go. We are done for now. Thank you very much, and I will see you when I see you.